Let's talk about the pros and cons of buying versus renting. And spoiler alert, one of those will actually make you 40 times richer. The main pro that I think of when it comes to renting is flexibility. Flexibility on the terms of your lease, flexibility of moving to another apartment complex, flexibility of moving to another city. But on what appears to be on the surface a pro, I think is actually a con, which we'll get into in the rest of this video. One of the biggest pros for homeownership is wealth creation. The average net worth of a homeowner is over $255,000 versus only $6,300 for renters. That's a 40x difference. Getting back to the previous point, homeownership with that wealth creation actually creates more flexibility if you're wanting to take that job or move out of town to another city. It just creates that flexibility in your life. And how you create that big wealth gap is through a fixed rate mortgage. Number one is your mortgage and your payment stays flat versus experiencing inflation on your rent, which continues to go up year after year. The other big advantage of a fixed rate mortgage is that housing appreciation and inflation. As values continue to rise, that puts extra value and net worth in your pocket. The second thing is, as you're making that monthly mortgage payment, a portion of that payment goes towards principal reduction. So that's like your own mortgage savings account that you get to cash in on when you do a home equity line of credit or when you sell the home. Number three is the tax incentives that you get as a homeowner. That puts extra money in your pocket at the end of the tax year because the government wants to incentivize you to purchase homes. They want to do that for several reasons. First, home ownership is good for the community. Second, because the government has so much debt, it actually helps them when you take on more debt by getting a fixed rate mortgage. So let's get back to flexibility. With renting an apartment or renting a home, you'd think you'd have more flexibility to take vacations, less things tying you down, right? Actually, what happens is with less net worth, it makes it harder and harder to go on a vacation. And the biggest thing is when rent continues to increase year after year, it makes it harder to save up for a vacation. So for example, let's say rent rose $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year, which is oftentimes the difference between heading to the beach this summer and having a staycation at the apartment complex pool. Another pro to homeownership is retirement. It's hard to retire if your net worth is $6,300 and your rent payment continues to go up month after month. There's a lot of flexible financial products out there right now, like reverse mortgages, home equity lines of credit, that allow you to pull out cash in your older ages to provide the opportunity to retire. Renting is going to give you some more flexibility in the short run, but owning your home is going to give you infinitely more flexibility long term as you start to build up that net worth, have an option to retire, go on more vacations, and keep your rent payment or your mortgage payment locked in and start paying yourself and building that wealth year after year.